Namaste, my dear bachon. I know. Exam time is coming and you can feel that little bit of pressure building up, right? But don't you worry at all. We are going to master this beautiful chapter together, My Childhood, from the life of our beloved Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam.
See? No need to fear when your teacher is here. We are going to go through this story piece by piece, and I promise you, by the time we finish, every important point will be crystal clear in your mind. So just relax, and let's begin this journey into the childhood of India's missile man. So, here's our plan for today. It's very simple. First, we'll visit Kalam's childhood world in Rameswaram. Then, we'll see how he earned his very first money. After that, we'll look at some really important lessons he learned about living together in harmony and how great teachers can change everything. Then, we will see how it was time for him to fly, and finally, the most important part, a super quick revision guide just for your exams. Ready? Let's go. All right, so our story starts in a lovely little island town, Rameswaram. Can you picture it? This is where Dr. Kalam was born into a simple, middle-class Tamil family. This is where it all began. Now look at this. Kalam's parents, Jainul-Abdin and Ashiama, they teach us something so important. They didn't have a lot of money or fancy degrees, but what they had was much, much more valuable. His father had what Kalam calls innate wisdom, a natural, inborn understanding of life. And his mother, Ashiama, she was so generous that every day more people from outside ate with them than their own family members. It just shows that true wealth is all about your heart, not your wallet.
So what was his childhood actually like? Well, it was simple, but so secure. They lived in their family's pucca house, a solid brick house. His father always made sure they had everything they needed: food, medicine, clothes, all the basics. But there were no unnecessary luxuries. And the most important thing is that last point. Kalam says his childhood was secure, not just with things, but emotionally too. He felt safe and loved. And that, my bacho, is the best start in life anyone can get.
Okay, so now things start to change a little. When Kalam was only 8 years old, the Second World War started. Now, war is a terrible thing, of course, but for little Kalam, it brought something very surprising: his first chance to earn his own money.
And how did he earn it? From something you would never guess: tamarind seeds. Suddenly, because of the war, there was a huge demand for them. So what did Kalam do? He would collect the seeds and sell them to a shop, and for a whole day's work, he would earn what he calls a princely sum of 1 anna. 1 anna is almost nothing today, but for him, it felt like a fortune. It was the first time he felt the pride of earning something himself.
But his first real salary was a little different. During the war, trains stopped halting at Rameswaram station. This meant newspaper bundles had to be thrown from the moving train onto the platform. His cousin Samsudeen needed a helping hand to catch these bundles. And guess who got the job? Our young Kalam. He says that 50 years later, he could still feel that surge of pride. Remember that, Butcho. The feeling of earning with hard work is more valuable than the money itself.
Now we come to a very, very important part of this chapter: his lessons on social harmony. You see, Rameswaram was a place where Hindus and Muslims lived together peacefully. But even in a good place, sometimes you face challenges.
And the best example of this harmony was his group of friends, his 3 best friends: Ramanatha Sastri, whose father was the main priest of the famous Rameswaram temple, then Aravindan and Sivaprakashan. All 3 were from very traditional Hindu Brahmin families, and Kalam was a Muslim boy, but he says that as children, they never, ever felt any difference. Their friendship was bigger than any religion. What a beautiful thing.
But one day, something happened that tried to spoil this beautiful friendship. When Kalam was in the 5th standard, a new teacher came to the school, and he saw things differently.
You see, Kalam always wore a small cap, which showed he was a Muslim, and he always sat on the front bench, right next to his best friend, Ramanatha Sastri. This new teacher couldn't stand it. A priest's son sitting next to a Muslim boy? He ordered Kalam, "Go and sit on the back bench." Can you imagine how sad that must have felt? Kalam said his friend Ramanatha looked absolutely heartbroken. He was crying. That sad image stayed with Kalam forever.
But this story has a hero. When Ramanatha's father, Lakshmana Sastri, heard about this, he didn't just sit quietly. He called the teacher, and right in front of the boys, he told them, "Don't spread the poison of social inequality." He was so clear and firm. He told the teacher to either say sorry or leave Rameswaram for good. And you know what? The teacher realized his mistake. This is why it's so important for good people to speak up against what's wrong.
And there was another great teacher in his life
who taught him an amazing lesson. His science teacher, CBSE Iyer. Now, he was also an Orthodox Brahmin, but in his heart, he was a rebel. He wanted to break down these walls between people.
Just listen to this amazing story. The teacher invited Kalam for dinner, but his wife, being very conservative, was shocked. She refused to serve a Muslim boy in her pure kitchen. So did the teacher shout at her? No. Very calmly, he served the food to Kalam with his own hands and sat down to eat with him. Then he said, "Kalam, you must come for dinner again next week." And guess what happened next week? The very same wife welcomed Kalam inside her kitchen and served him food with her own hands. See? Change happened not with anger, but with a kind and firm example.
These are the powerful words the teacher told Kalam. He was teaching him that if you want to make the world a better place, you will face problems. People will resist, but you can't be afraid. You have to face these problems head on. This is a lesson for all of us, isn't it?
So, as time went on, Kalam finished his school. The Second World War ended, and India was about to get its freedom. Kalam knew that if he wanted to study further, he had to leave his small town of Rameswaram. He had to go to a bigger city. So he went to his father to ask for permission.
Of course, his father felt sad, but he was so wise. He told Kalam, "I know you have to go away to grow." And then he used this beautiful metaphor of a seagull, which has to fly all alone across the big sky. To help Kalam's mother understand, he even quoted the great poet Khalil Gibran, saying, "Our children are not ours to keep. They have their own journey to make." What an incredible father, to love his son so much that he let him go to follow his dreams.
Okay, bachcho, pencils down. We've finished the story. Now, let's get into full-on exam mode. I have some quick questions for you. This will make your revision super fast and super easy. Are you ready? Let's do it!
First one. This is from the very beginning of the chapter. What good qualities did Kalam learn from his mother and father? Think for a second. I know you know this.
And here you go. From his father, he got honesty and self-discipline. And from his mother, faith in goodness and deep kindness. Please, please remember these 4 words. Honesty, self-discipline, goodness, and kindness. They are key for your answer.
Okay, question number 2. This is also very important. Can you name the 2 amazing people in Rameswaram who stood up against social injustice? Come on, you remember their names? That's right, it was CBSE Iyer, his science teacher, and Lakshmana Sastri, his best friend's father. Both showed so much courage and taught everyone a lesson in what it means to be human. Remember their names and what they did.
And now for our last slide. This isn't just a question for your exam, but a question for life. What does this chapter teach us? It teaches us that a childhood full of love and security is the greatest gift. It teaches us that we must live together with love and respect, stand up for what is right, and have the courage to let our children chase their own big dreams. So my dear bachcho, take these beautiful lessons from Dr. Kalam's life with you. I wish you all the very, very best for your exams. Just stay calm, study well, and you will shine. Goodbye for now, and take very good care.